Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of a guy who gets upset when he hears about other people's weight loss. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips from this same creator, including one where he's getting offended when people said keep it up when they saw him exercising, and another one where he says thin people like to congratulate themselves for having thin bodies, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. We saw a clip from this person recently, that video I made about Lucy and Yak. Caption at the bottom reads, "Another fat rant." Oh, I love these.
I haven't slept enough and I'm a bit cheesed off, and so
Cheesed off. Getting old school with the terminology, alright.
Perfect time for another fat raging moment. I am cheesed off with people talking about weight loss and then saying to me, I'm just talking about myself.
Okay, you don't like when people talk about their own weight loss. Alright, why?
Like, I don't mean it for everyone, just talking about myself. There is no individualism in fat phobia.
So we don't like it when people say, I'm talking about myself losing weight. I don't mean it for any of you, just for me. We do not like that.
People will come up to you and they'll say, I just feel happier at 20 pounds or whatever, lighter, I don't know. And then I just think, why have you said that to me?
Why are you bringing this up to me randomly? Okay, if people are randomly telling you how much better they feel after weight loss when you didn't bring it up and we weren't even talking about that, yeah, this is a little weird now. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Like, I'm gay, don't know if you knew that. It would be like if you had a bisexual brother and he was marrying a woman and you said, instead of saying, congratulations to him, you were saying, oh, what a relief. Why would that be?
I don't know if it's comparable to that, but it is a little odd for people to randomly tell you how much better they feel after losing weight.
Why would that be a relief? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of I'm a fat person in a fat body, and I like my body.
Well, if we're happy with ourselves and we like our body, it shouldn't offend us if other people talk about their weight loss. Even if they say things like, I feel so much better, if we're actually happy where we're at, that shouldn't bother us. If people told me how much better they feel after shaving their mustache, I'd be like, well, I mean, that's cool for you, dude. I'm not gonna shave mine, I like it, but I'm glad that you're happy without it. Since I don't have any underlying issues around this particular facial hair, it's not going to really send me spiraling to hear that other people shaved it off, you know?
You don't think that my body is worth celebrating, then I don't really know why we're having a conversation.
I don't feel like anything is worth celebrating, you know what I mean? I feel like that's a corny statement.
Also, it's just not an individual issue at all. Every time that you wish for your body to be smaller, you are feeding into a hierarchy of bodies.
Feeding into doo-doo-doo. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I was just kidding.
You're saying this is better than this. This is, and you're affirming that.
When somebody else chooses to lose weight, perhaps they saw it that way. This is better than this, therefore I'm going to pursue this. But if you're secure in yourself like you said you were, this shouldn't bother you at all, you know? If somebody says, I would like to improve my life by losing weight, and you disagree that it would improve their life, it shouldn't send you spiraling.
And that isn't something you've just decided. That's fat phobia. That's fat phobia in action. So do you not like women? It's a very gendered issue. Do you like black people? Because it's also a very racist issue. You can't have it always.
Okay, I feel like we're all over the place now, and we're not staying focused.
You can't. You're either with us or you're against us.
I can't. You're either with us or you're against us. What? Can't I be indifferent? I don't even have this much passion about things in my own life, you know?
And that includes how you feel about yourself. So you have to deconstruct it in here as well. Thank you.
You're either with us or you're against us. That is a very scary way of thinking, my friend. Things are getting a little disturbing. Like I said, it shouldn't bother us if somebody else chooses to lose weight. If you really love your body or whatever you said, then it shouldn't bother you at all to hear that somebody else wants to change theirs. Even if I'm like, I used to be larger and I did not like that and I want to get smaller because I think that would better my life, if you're happy where you're at, None of that should bother you. None of what I said about my own body and how I want to change it should bother you at all if you're actually happy where you're at. And that you're either with us or you're against us mentality is fairly alarming. Honestly, I'm pretty alarmed by that. We ain't beating those cult allegations anytime soon. Next.
Just come back from a run, and I have another little fat moan thing. And I mean, okay, I am obviously not a content creator. I don't get paid for anything. I don't have people view my videos. Not complaining, it's just where I'm at. It's just the reality. Like, I'm not saying I've got so many comments that like, but I put up a video of me doing a bit of a climb, and I had a couple of comments which are really good faith. Like, they're good.
Okay, the comment says, and I'm proud of you for pushing yourself to do something new. And the other one says, looking great though, keep it up. All right, we got ourselves some nice supportive comments. We're not angry about that, right?
Faith. But you guys, I wandered into a less fat-centric part of TikTok, and so you don't know, some of you don't know, when I talk about exercise, what I don't ever want to see is, keep it up.
Yeah, man, I hate that too. What are you doing encouraging me? That's what I don't want to see. Why?
No. So if you're not familiar...
No, we don't want that. We don't like to be encouraged.
With kind of fat people doing exercise,
I don't know if I am familiar with that.
We have to be really, really careful about like not patronising them, because as much as the exercise that I've been doing is new to me, you know, I've exercised my whole life mostly.
All right, I understand where you're coming from. It's not just a simple matter of somebody's being encouraging to me. They're probably saying that to you because you're living in a larger body. They see you exercising like, oh wow, great job, keep it up. You're saying, I've been doing this for years. And you think you're being encouraging, but it's actually patronizing. I understand where you're coming from. Although we have to be able to see what somebody's intentions are. You know what I mean? We could read a lot into them saying, great job getting out there, and assume they're saying that because they think that we've never been out there before. But they might just be encouraging, or they might be too dumb to realize that that's coming off patronizing. When someone means well, but they're too dumb to realize that what they just did was actually insulting, I just let it slide. I'm like, all right, I think you were trying to be nice back there. I think that was an attempt at being nice, so whatever. I'm just trying to avoid conflict over here, not argue with every single rando out there on the street.
So I know myself really well. Like, you know, as a runner, you can't really tell me anything. I mean,
as a runner, I can't tell you anything.
I'm sure if you're an Olympic sprinter, you could tell me some stuff, but I don't want to be an Olympic sprinter.
I do high intensity interval training where I jog for 30 minutes, and then every 10 minutes I bump it up to a sprint and hold that for an entire minute.
So it's just not going to apply to me. You might have had loads of injuries, so you might have loads of knowledge about it, but I actually, touch wood, whatever, I haven't had loads of injuries.
I'm not sure exactly how safe running is at various sizes. I'm not saying people shouldn't jog if they're living in a larger body. I'm just saying the larger we get, the more dangerous it is.
Don't want to show off. I had plantar fasciitis and I fractured my clavicle once, and that's basically been it. I don't get sore back, don't get sore knees. So far, I'm sure that will change as I get older. And we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But like, I don't really need the advice. Not that no one's offered any just yet, but I don't need advice. I don't need condescension. And I know, like I said, it's coming from a good place, but like if you're new to like a fat person moving their body. I
am new to a fat person moving their body. Whatever the hell that means. What?
You just want to know this stuff, I'm sure. I'm sure you're desperate to know this stuff.
I am very desperate. To know this stuff, I don't know. I'm just desperate in general.
If you're fat, I mean, you're with me, right? It's just the absolute pits.
Well, I don't know. I'm on the fence with that, you know? I do understand the patronizing nature of it. I do see your position there. However, like I said, some people are dumb and they think that they're being encouraging and they don't understand how it's actually rude. So I tend to give those people leeway. If you're trying to be nice, but you're just too dumb to realize what you said is actually insulting, I will try to accept the compliment and ignore the insult. I don't think you meant to insult me there, so I'll just take the compliment. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You weren't trying to make fun of me back there. You're just from a different generation. Like, you know what I mean? Like when an older person comes up to you and starts talking to you in a very direct manner, you can't get all mad at them. They're old. They don't know what the hell's going on. I barely know what the hell's going on.
Obviously, when it comes from like a place of good faith, then, you know, I want to call people in and say, like, you know, thank you, but no thank you.
Well, when it's coming from a place of good faith, just take the compliment. We don't have to put the time in trying to school them about why this is actually offensive or whatever. Just say, all right, Grandma, thank you so much. I know, Grandma, back in your day, they would have put me on that machine with the belt that shakes my butt repeatedly. But we're in 2026 now, or whatever the hell year it is.
But sometimes, I mean, I go for a run all the time. I get people like, give me a thumbs up. And I just think, no, I don't.
No, put your thumb back down. Someone's like, hey, good job. And then you're like, you grab their thumb, and you're like, no, you don't. And then they're like, oh, I was just trying to be encouraging.
Want your anything, actually. I really don't want anything from you. You know, I do this for me. I'm not asking for anyone's opinion on it. That's just...
Okay, so you don't like to hear, great job getting out there when you're out there running or exercising. Okay.
It's me. I don't know. We're not, you know, fat people aren't a monolith. Some people might try something new and they might really appreciate a bit of support in that way. But I think 9 times out of 10, it'll be better from someone that they know, who knows them really, really well. So leave it to them, I would say. So that is just my fat moment for the day. I appreciate where it's coming from, but you know, and don't stop commenting, but just find a less condescending way to message. To comment.
Okay, so don't give him encouraging words if you see him out there jogging. Like I said, I understand how that can come off as patronizing. But in general, when people are giving you encouraging words, you should just accept it. Next.
Because of my recent video about not condescending to fat people who are exercising.
We just watched that.
I got this video.
So today I was out for a walk and I saw this overweight lady on a run.
An obese person cannot hide their size, but that doesn't mean because you can see their problem that you can talk to them about it.
I was watching both their videos and just thinking about how well-meaning they are, and also how it doesn't seem to enter the conversation that people are okay with being fat.
Okay, I don't know how that relates to the last thing, where people were giving you encouraging words because they saw you exercising.
It just doesn't seem to enter the conversation. They might say it might not be a priority for them, but it's definitely considered like a problem. Even the terminology, like the O word.
Obesity, or as I like to call it, oshmesity, because that doesn't give away what it is at all. That conceals what we're trying to talk about completely.
But also like overweight or out of shape. I just think like, what shape?
Well, the phrase out of shape is kind of a weird phrase because we're not actually talking about a particular shape. We're not talking about a rhombus or a square or a parallelogram. Being in shape just means that you can do basic cardio for a certain amount of time without getting completely winded. I don't know why the phrase shape is in the term in shape or out of shape. I don't know, but it doesn't have anything to do with an actual shape.
What way? Like there's this assumption that one thing is right. And I just think, even if I come from a good place...
Well, the term overweight probably stems from the BMI or people being over what is considered a healthy weight. Doctors have been classifying this as such for quite a while. That's where that term originally comes from, as does the term obese, which is a medical term.
Your place cannot be that good if you're putting one thing above something else.
Well, you said that you were secure in your size before and you liked whatever size you were at or whatever. So once again, it shouldn't really bother us to hear other people use the term overweight.
You know, thin people really like to congratulate themselves on having thin bodies.
What?
As though they've worked really hard for them.
But they didn't.
And some people have worked really hard for them, are unwell.
Has anybody worked really hard for them and they are not unwell and they're just healthy now? It seems like you think working on yourself to lose weight makes you unwell, but you get upset at others for thinking that you have some sort of medical condition. So...
And would have a life that I wouldn't want, and they shouldn't want for themselves.
Okay, so you're poo-pooing thinner people and their dangerous lifestyle. After just complaining that people were telling you to lose weight or saying that there's such a thing as being overweight. Okay?
Or they are naturally thin and they feel really good about that.
Okay, so you can either be naturally thin or losing weight in an unhealthy way. Those are the only two options in your mind. And you're complaining that people congratulate you for working out. What?
I mean, congrats.
Okay.
Not for me. I'm not interested. This is the thing about me and lots of fat people. I don't care.
It seems like you're trying to downplay the hard work that some people put into their physique by saying that some people are naturally thin or that they're losing weight in some sort of unhealthy way. This kind of ties in with getting upset at other people for congratulating us for working out. We're acting like our actions don't contribute to our body at all.
About your hierarchy of good bodies, I don't. My body is perfect.
Okay. Which is why you're so upset at other people for working on themselves, because you're so content in your own body.
That's not everyone's opinion. You can be wrong.
Yes, you sure can be wrong. Okay, in that final clip, he was downplaying other people's hard work losing weight, saying they were naturally skinny, or if they did lose weight, he was implying that they did it in some sort of unhealthy manner. And if we really liked our body or loved our body, it wouldn't make us upset to hear that other people are changing theirs. We said countless times how much we love our body, but then we're also getting triggered when somebody else uses the phrase overweight. Even if they weren't talking to us directly, just hearing them use that phrase is making us angry. What do you mean, overweight? None of that made a lot of sense to me. If we were really secure in ourselves, I don't think we would get angry when someone else encourages us when they see us exercising. So we had a lot of very interesting clips in today's video, but what do you think? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.